Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com, and today we're sticking with the smaller theme, if you will. There's been a bunch of videos lately where I've shown you some smaller watches. Most of you have complained that they're too small now. Go figure, right? Today I'm going to be looking at the Mini Turtles. I've kind of hesitated on doing this one simply because stock is just not great on them. They come in and out very fast, but I figured, you know, it's a perfect time. Let's do it. You know, Seiko came out with the Turtle, I guess a bunch of years ago, 3 years ago or so. I know they hit the USA about a year and a half, 2 years ago. So Seiko came out with them like 3 years ago. And, you know, a lot of people bought them. They're nice watches, but they really pined for something smaller. So here we have the Mini Turtles, which came out not very long ago. So for my own wrist check, I am wearing two smaller watches. The first one is the Datejust two-tone. This is my father's. And this is, oh, by the way, 36 millimeters. And this one is one I do not wear often. I've had it in a few videos, but do not wear it often. I do own a Speedmaster. This is the Speedy Reduced. I don't know, what is this? I think it's 38 millimeters. I really never measure it because I don't care. But, you know, so two smaller watches for some smaller watches that I'm going to show you. So let's hop on over and take a look. So I've brought 3 of the Mini Turtles to the party. There certainly are more than these. We sell a couple of different models, and there's even more than that out there. But I figured this would give you just the overview of what the line looks like. I've got a black dial, a blue dial, and a black dial on the bracelet. I'll pick one up. I'm going to do the black one, actually. I'm going to pick up the black one and explain it to you. And then, of course, I do have original being in quotation marks because it's you know, just a few years old or so. But I will put these next to each other as well, and as well in the wrist shots you can see what the difference is. So we are going to start off with model number SRPC37J1. This does come from the Seiko Pro Specs collection. J1 meaning made in Japan, and when we get in on the dial later, we will show you that. I have not personally seen these or sold these yet in the K varieties. Do they exist? I do not know. All I can say is that currently these do not exist in the Seiko USA lineup. These are only available overseas. So let's get into the size specs, because that's really, you know, why you came here, right? So it is a hair over 42 millimeters in diameter. 42.3 is what it actually comes out to be. It is 13 millimeters thick, and it is a mere 43 millimeters tip to tip. So basically the diameter of a 007 009 is what this is in lug length. So it's a very square watch. Look how squat the lugs are. Not long at all. They don't protrude very far out. Makes it, you know, a very square watch, I guess. So smaller, if you will, this way, and definitely smaller this way. The strap is a 20 millimeter lug, so you can, I will comment on this strap later. You can keep the awesome Seiko strap it comes on, or, you know, obviously your options are limitless if you want to go with a nylon or any kind of leather or rubber strap. Oh, sign buckle, of course, sign keeper. It is powered by the 4R35, which is Seiko's own automatic hand winding and hacking movement. So to screw down crown, we unscrew it. We wind it this way. We change the date by pulling it out. Well, we change the time first past 3 o'clock in case I'm in the danger zone. We change the date by pulling it out one click and then turning it. Turning it clockwise obviously does nothing. So with the 4R35, it hacks when I pull out the cranch at the time. The second hand stops. I push it back in. It starts up again. I screw it down to retain the 200 meters water resistance. The 4R35 is what's in this. The Big Turtle had the 4R36. Not bigger movement, bigger number, bigger movement, just a different movement. The same physical movement size. It just incorporates a day feature, which again, I will bring up that watch in a minute. 200 meters water resistance, I mentioned. It's Hardlex crystal, that's Seiko's crystal. Solid screw down case back, of course, the Seiko Tsunami Wave. And, you know, you probably noticed already, the date is cyclopsed. So there's it's raised on the outside, a raised cyclops over the date. I know a lot of people already on the internet are hating it, but, you know, You make it smaller and they're not happy. They complain about the Cyclops. I get it, no problem, but that's the deal on this one. That's the big, I guess that's the big crystal difference between them. We've picked up a Cyclops here. 120 click unidirectional ratcheting bezel. Excellent action as you would expect. Lume bright on the hands and markers. We'll do the glow shot in a minute. So when Seiko had the monsters, they came out with what was called the baby monsters. The baby monsters, which weren't that much smaller at all, were only 100 meters water resistant. But these mini turtles retain the full, you can see divers, 200 meter. So let's zoom in on the dial, take a look at the dial. We'll do Lume, and then we'll pull up the big brother. So here's the close-up on the dial. I like what they did at the 12 o'clock. It's very interesting. See, there's like a, it's almost like mirrored on the dial, and then the Lume is cut out in a V, and we'll see the Lume shot in a minute. It's a nice looking watch, nice looking bezel, a little bit different than the full size turtle bezel. All in all, you know, I don't see what there is to complain about the watch. It is a nice size. If the regular turtle was too big for you, this one probably would be a decent size. Unless you're looking for something even smaller, then, well, it won't be. So Lume Bright to the rescue. Look at that. You can see the pip at the 12 on the bezel down here for your orientation. I just love the look of the V at the 12 o'clock on the dial. I think it's a really nice look. Check out how the Lume Bright plays with the Seiko bevel on the crystal. See, that's how it is. Then when you rotate it up, the bevel kind of does a little reflection with the light. Really looks sweet. But nice looking, very easy to read, of course. So now I'd like to pull up the full-size turtle right next to this one. I'm going to save the wrist shot comparison for the end of the video, just because that's when I do wrist shots, and I feel like doing it now would throw off my, my whole mental condition. So in my left hand is an SRP 777. This is the full-size, again, turtle, original. I say it with jest because, you know, the original turtle dates back much longer than a few years ago. But this is basically the original turtle reissue that came out just a couple of years ago. So let me just give you the size specs on this guy. This is 45 millimeters in diameter. Still about 13 thick, maybe a hair over. 47 tip to tip, 22 lug. So we've dropped about 3 millimeters, which if you're not a metric guy is about 0.12 inches, or a little over 1/8 of an inch, in all directions. So, you know, not bad. It's certainly noticeable. There's certainly a difference, especially when you look at crystal size between the two. You can see the crystal over here is much smaller. It definitely presents itself to be a smaller watch when it's on your wrist. 4R36 gives you the day and the date. Never a Cyclops over here, over the day and the date. The Stargate did that, I think, but the Turtle didn't. So again, you're gaining the Cyclops here. But other than that, I mean, these are, you know, you can definitely see the design similarities. But I do want to say that I feel like the Mini Turtle is really its own watch. It retains its own stylistic cues, if you will. A lot of things about it are different. I did want to, it is worth it to mention, I said before that I would mention it. So when I did the review on the Turtle, it was either in that video or a subsequent video, I commented on the awesome 22 millimeter strap that it comes on. This silicone rubber, part number R02F, and then a whole bunch of letters after that we sell. We sell this strap separately. It fits the original Seiko 77, 009, 173, 175, SKX 835. All of those 22 millimeter dive watches, it fits. It's an awesome upgrade strap. Beautiful, soft. And then, ta-da, a 20 millimeter version came along. And that's what this is. This is part number R02C something or other. I'll link to it if I remember down below in the video description. But now this strap, being 20 millimeter, will fit your SKX 013s, you know, your 20 millimeter divers. And again, major upgrade over the stock strap that comes on the Seiko SKX 013, that kind of plasticky feeling strap. This is definitely so much nicer. It's got the nice big sign keeper, sign buckle. Great job. Oh, price. Around $400 for this guy. This guy was around the same. Depends if you get a USA version, a J version, or a K version. The price fluctuates. But yeah, this is around $400. So let's bring up the blue one really quickly. It's really the same watch, just different dial and bezel. This is SRPC 39J1. And I will just take a minute to show it to you. Show you the dial, show you the bezel, all the nice blueness that is taking place here. It is a very nice watch. The blue is a very nice blue. You can tell I'm not shouting over it. It's not my favorite blue. Definitely brighter than the SRP 773, which is the full-size blue turtle. But can't knock it. Still a great looking watch. And then the last one I'm going to show you for a couple of bucks more. This is SRPC 35. So it's basically the first one I showed you, except that we've put it on a bracelet. It's a good bracelet. It's a Seiko bracelet. Fold over clasp. It's 20 millimeters now, don't forget. See that? Probably pins and collars. I didn't even look, and it looks like, from what I can see, it is pins and collars. So this is what it looks like on a bracelet. But what's funny about the turtles is that most people like them on the strap. I think they kind of do their own thing once they've got the watch. They put on whatever strap they want. But there is a bracelet option. Here it is, and it is not a crummy bracelet. Something of interest to note is that it starts at 20 at the lug and terminates to 18 at the clasp. Unlike the 007, it's 22 at the lug and terminates at 18. It doesn't drop 4. It only drops 2 millimeters. So the clasp still looks substantial. Okay, so I want to do the wrist comparison now. I will try them both on for you, and you can see just what the difference is between them on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. So we will start with the full-size turtle. This is the SRP 777, and remember it is 47 millimeters tip to tip. So you can see how it looks. I would wear it no problem. I think it looks okay on my wrist. Again, my wrist is 6 3/4, but I know a lot of people that actually won't wear it because it's too large for them. So now let's swap it over to the Mini Turtle and see how that guy looks. Here is the Mini Turtle on my wrist. Looks great, feels great. 43 on the tip to tip, so those lugs certainly don't go anywhere near the edges of my wrist. Very comfortable. You can see where I am on the strap. Lots to go down, lots to go up. I'm almost mid-sized for this watch, so it's definitely made for smaller wrists because my wrist is probably a tad under what is male average. Anyway, that's about it. Let's wrap up the video. So this has been Mark from LongIslandWatch.com showing you the Seiko Mini Turtles. Just like the regular turtle, only smaller. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below, and I'll be sure to address them as soon as I can. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.